Good evening, everyone. I trust we are doing well. Today marks session 15 of your getting a very simplified introduction to robotics. So far, you've made some very good progress in terms of electronics, in terms of programming. You've made some very good progress, and also when it comes to mechanical design, you've made some progress. So in our previous mechanical design, you learned how to install Fusion 360, how to download and install your Fusion 360 software. But in the previous session, before that session, we learned how to do some basic sketches, how to draw some shapes like rectangle, circle, how to use some of the very simple tools in Fusion 360. But in today's session, since everyone in here, you've downloaded and installed, you've set up your Fusion 360 on your computer, we are going to be going straight into it. So we're going to, just do a few sketches, and then we extrude those sketches into 3D figures. So we're going to be seeing some solid figures, some very solid, 3D figures, out of the sketches that we do. And so quickly, let's go into Fusion 360. Great. So once you install your Fusion 360, I believe when you open it, there's the first thing that you're going to be seeing. There's the first interface that you're going to be seeing. And so immediately you get into this empty space in here. Do not worry to do anything. Do not worry to do anything. Just click the cancel here. If you click here, immediately you just click that, it will just go back to its home, right? Yeah. So let's give it just a few seconds. We have a few things running on the computer. All right. So yes. So now it has gotten to its something like a home page, right? So the first thing that appears when we open Fusion 360. Now, this is what we have. Let's give Fusion 360 just a few seconds for it to do its loading. Now, this is what we are seeing in Fusion 360. Now we can go ahead and create our sketch. But if we want to create a new project, we can go ahead and then create a new project. So let's go ahead and then mention that, okay, we want to create something like something like a robotic arm, just a mechanical robotic arm. So let's just name this as let's name this project as robotic arm, right? So robotic arm. All right, let's go in here and then we say simple robotic arm. All right, so that's it, and then we click on enter. So we've created our now. Let's go into our project. Once it's done creating the project, we'll double click on it to open it, and then we go into it, and then we can create things. All right, so this is our file. This is our project, right? So we can just double click on our project here, and then it brings us into the project. So now in the project, we can we have this space in here, right? So if we want to create a folder, we can just create a folder in this project. Otherwise, we can just go ahead and then create a file. So let's do that by clicking on create sketch here. So if we click on create sketch, so let's collapse the left side here, and then now let's proceed. Great. So just a quick revision. In our previous session where we did a little bit of sketching, we took a look at the tools here. We looked at the Fusion 360 interface here, and we mentioned that we have some tools. We have some tools here, right? We have some tools here. We have the create ribbon or the create group of tools. And here on the create group of tools, we have create sketch, we have extrude, we have revolve, we have other tools. when you even press on the create button here, we are able to see all of the tools down here, all of the create tools. So we can see something like create a cylinder, create a sphere, create a coil, create a pipe, all of these tools in here. Great. And then we have the modify set of tools, right? We can easily access the tools on the on you know on a very top here, like copy, like move, like combine, like shell, like fillet. All of these are tools, but the full tools, the full amount of tools are here. So we have press pull, we have fillet, we have chamfer, we have shell, we have draft, we have scale, combine, offset face, all of these tools. Now let's not pay attention to these tools as we keep mentioning. All right, and then we have the assemble group of tools here, but let's not pay attention to these. Once we go further, we are going to be taking a look at the assemble group of tools. All right, now let's use the create group of tools here. Let's click on create sketch to create a new sketch. So let's click on that. Great. So once we click on create sketch, it brings us these planes here, right? We have the bottom plane, we have one plane that is standing, and then we have another plane that is standing, right? We have a plane on the Z Y axis, right? This is the plane on the Z Y axis, and then we have a plane on the Z X axis. This one, and then we have a plane on the X Y axis down here. So yeah, it depends on what we want to create. So if we want to create a cylinder starting from this plane, we can start off from here. If we want to create, whatever sketch we want to create, we need to choose one of these papers or one of these planes, these axes, right? So there's a sheet of paper on a flat table. There's a sheet of paper that is in front of us, just like your computer screen. And then we have a sheet of paper that is on our left hand side, right? So that is basically it. But for our sketch, let's create our sketch on the XY plane, the paper on a flat table. Great. So we just click on that, and it's going to create the sketch on there. Now immediately we choose that particular plane. The tools here are going to be changing. Let's give Fusion 360 just a second. It's going to change all of the tools on here, up here. Great. So I believe everyone has been able to see it. The tools in here have changed. The tools in here have changed from the initial tools to now sketch tools. So now we can see tools like line, we can see tools like rectangle, we can see a tool like circle, we can see the spline tool, we can see mirror tool, we can see the dimension tool here. We can see modify tools also. We can see fillet, we can see cut or trim, we can see offset, so many other tools. And then we can see the constraints tools in here. And in our previous session, we took a look at all of these, but let's do a quick recap of what we did. And so let's now go for a rectangle, right? So we have clicked on this rectangle tool here. Let's give Fusion just a second to just put this together. All right, so that's it. The rectangle tool is selected. Great. So now we need to look at the right side here, right? And then for every tool you select here, this particular sketch palette here, it's going to be showing so that it gives you more options. So if you click on the rectangle tool, it's going to give you more options like or create the rectangle using, create a 3-point rectangle, right? Create a 2-point rectangle. But for ours, we want to create our rectangle from this particular point here. And so let's go for the center rectangle. All right, so we have clicked on the center rectangle. So we can just come here to this particular point, we click on it, and then we drag, right? We move our mouse to increase and decrease the size of the rectangle. Great. Now we can see there's a blue there's the dimension on the width of the rectangle. We need to specify the width of the rectangle. So for instance, if we want to create for what we want to create, okay, let's just create a rectangle with a width of 50 millimeters, right? 50 millimeters. Immediately you type in the 50 into it. All you have to do is just press the tab key on your keyboard. Immediately you click the tab key on your keyboard, it's going to switch to the length. It's going to switch to the length dimension. So then you can give it, you can also give that a value. So let's give that a value of, let's say 100, yeah, 100 millimeters, right? So let's go for 100 millimeters. All right. Oops, what happened? Okay, we were unable to give it we were unable to give the length a dimension, but we can be able to do it. It's not over, right? So yeah, and then in our previous session, we got to know that whenever we create a sketch, we're going to have sketch one here show, right? So we have the sketch here, this particular sketch that we are working on. We have that sketch shown here. And whenever we have a pencil shown or displayed on the sketch here, it means that there's something wrong with the sketch that we are doing. There's something wrong with the sketch. It means something is wrong. It means everything in the sketch isn't working properly. It may probably be there's a dimensioning that we didn't do, and that is exactly the problem. So let's correct that issue. So all we have to do is just press D on our keyboard, and that is the shortcut for dimension. Otherwise, we can just come to the create toolbar here, right, where we chose the rectangle. We have a tool called sketch dimension. So we just click on that tool, right, and then we can click on the length here. Immediately we click the length, it's going to bring it here, right? So we can just click here, and then we can just specify what the dimension of the length should be. So we wanted the dimension of the length to be 100 millimeters, right? Yeah. So all we have to do is just type in 100 millimeters, just like this, and then we click enter. So that's it. And now we can see that our tool, our sketch here, which initially had a pencil showing that our sketch wasn't complete, it now has a padlock here to tell us that, or to alert and show us that, signal to us that our sketch is fully constrained. Our sketch is perfect now. There's nothing wrong with our sketch. Our sketch is, a solid sketch. Everything is working. Great. Now we can see that the dimensioning tool that we selected, it's still selected. So to deselect it, or to just get out of that tool, all you have to do is just press the escape tool, the escape button on your keyboard. That's it. So whenever you select a tool like the rectangle tool, if you are done with the rectangle tool, all you have to do is just press escape on your keyboard. That's it. It will deselect that particular tool. All right, so we have now created a rectangle, and that's so simple. In our previous session, we also explored the tools found on the modifier here. We got to know about the fillet tool, right? So when you click on the fillet tool, we know that the fillet tool is used to create curves at edges. So at this particular edge, if we do not really want the rectangle to have right angled corners, and we want the rectangle to have smooth curvy edges, right, or corners, all we have to do is just choose this side and then choose this side of the rectangle, and that's it. We have something like a curve created here, and that's called fillet. And then we just have to we just have to put a dimension here. So the fillet radius, right? So we can go for 5 millimeters. We can go for let's say 7 millimeters, or we can go for, let's say 15 millimeters, and that is a big curve. So we can just click on enter, and that's it. On our keyboard, we are done, right? Yeah. So we have created we have created a fillet. Great. We can also do same for these other sides. So we can just go for the fillet tool, and then we select these two sides, this side here and then this side here. So we just select this side, and then we select this side also, and then we tell Fusion 360 what the dimension or the radius of the fillet should be. So we can just give it a radius, the fillet's radius to be, let's say, 15 millimeters, just like the one we created here. So yeah, and then we click enter. That's it. So simple, right? So simple. And then now, yeah, in our previous session, we also took a look at the offset tool, So for the offset tool, just as it's shown here, when you create an outline, when you create a line like this, you can use the offset tool to create something like a twin out of it. You just create a twin out of it, and then yeah. So let's just click on the offset tool here, and then let's create an offset of this shape that we have created here, a rectangle that has curvy curves at two of its corners. So yeah, we have selected the offset tool. Now let's select so it's saying select curves. Okay, so let's select it. Now we have selected it. All right. And then now after selecting it, we an arrow appears here. So we can just click on the arrow, and then we can move it outward or inward to create a twin of what we have already of the outline that we have already created, right? So if you want the curve to be in, all you have to do is just give it a negative, right? Give it a negative value of, let's say, negative 5 millimeters, right? So negative 5 millimeters, and then let's click enter. Great. Otherwise otherwise if you want the fillet, no, if you want the offset to be outside of the shape that you have created, all you have to do is just click on undo, or you just use these tools here. We have redo, we have undo here, so we just click on undo. And sometimes if you have a lot of if you do a lot of actions and you have a lot of actions to undo, right, you can just click on the arrow on the undo. If you click on it, it's going to bring you a drop down of all of the actions that you have taken, right? And then you can choose which one you want to undo. Now if you choose this particular first one here, undo offset, it's going to undo the offset that we just did. But if you come down here and then you say, okay, undo the center rectangle here, if you undo it, everything else that you've done up here, it's going to go off, right? So that's it. That's something you need to note about the undo. So yeah, so let's click on undo offset here. Undo offset. So it's going to undo the offset that we just did. All right, let's give Fusion 360 just a few seconds. All right, so it's done. Now let's, it seems it undid the fillets that we did here. And so let's click on Control Y, right? And that is redo. Yeah, and that is going to get this part back onto it. So we can just use the shortcuts of our keyboard. Control Z for undo, Control Y for redo, or we can just use the tools above here, up here. All right. So let's create our offset quickly. Let's create our offset, and then we are going to be going into the actual reason for the actual agenda for today's session. All right. So we've clicked on this. So assuming we want to create an offset outside, right, not inside. After selecting the outline here, we get an arrow appear here. Now we can click on the arrow, and then we get a hand here. So you can click on the arrow, right, and then we drag it. We drag it outside, and then let's specify the dimension of the offset we want to create. So we want to create an offset of, let's say, 15 millimeters, right? An offset of 15 millimeters. So yeah, that's it. An outside offset. So that's it. We are done. Now, after immediately we are done, we can just click on finish sketch, right? So we have clicked on finish sketch. So after clicking on the finish sketch, we can just click, we have this tool also here. This particular thing also here, it helps us do, it helps us move the object, right? So you can just select, you can just, you just bring your mouse here, and then you click on it and hold the left mouse button, right? And then you're able to move it. If you want the top view, you can just click here. If you want the front view, you can just do all of these things here. But yeah, and you have a little tiny house here, and that's for home. When you just press on home, it's going to bring everything just like this. All right. So now that's our sketch. That's our first sketch. Great. Now, after having the sketch, let's assume we want to create, right? We want to now, yeah, now we have the sketch. So now we want to create something 3D out of this sketch. We want to extrude the sketch here. The sketch that we have created here, we want to extrude it. And whenever we mention extrude, the word extrude, it sounds, it sounds something in our ears, right? When we say extrude, it sounds something in our ears. So it's kind of, a word that explains itself. Extrude. It's like you are pulling something out of something. You are pulling a shape out of a physical shape out of something. So we are going to be extruding the shape that we have created, the two-dimensional shape, or yeah, the flat shape that we have created on a paper. We can now extrude that shape into a 3D body, or into a three-dimensional body, into an actual physical body, right? Great. So yeah, let's do exactly that. So yeah, so once you are done with your sketch, right, you can even rename your sketch. You can rename your sketch here. So you can just yeah, you can just do this, or you can just right click on it, right? When you right click on the sketch, it looks like Fusion 360 is getting a bit slow for what we are running on the computer right now. But let's give it a few seconds. I believe it should be good. All right. So you can just select your sketch here, right? And then you right click it. And then you're going to have rename here. You're going to have rename. So you just click on rename. You just click on rename, and then you can name your sketch. So let's name this as, let's say, base of the product, right? So let's name this as base of the product. Yeah, base of the product, and then let's click enter. So that's it. So when you create another sketch, a new sketch, you can name that sketch with a different name, right? You can name that sketch with a different name. So yeah, that's it. So once you are done with the sketch, this is the sketch. The sketch is on a bare paper. We want to now extrude the shape that we have created into an actual 3D object. So now let's select this part here. Let's select this part here, or you can just select the middle part here, right? Yeah, or you can just select this part here. Good. So now let's go for the extrude tool. Let's first go for the extrude tool, and we have the extrude tool here. Just as we can see, the extrude tool, it's here. I believe everyone is able to see the extrude tool. So we can just click on it. You can just click on the extrude tool. So once we click on it, let's give it a few seconds. Yeah. And then we now see something on the right here, right? Yeah, good. So it's now asking us to select the plane, right? The plane that we want to extrude. And this is the plane. So we can just select this particular plane here, or we can select this plane here, right? This plane here in the middle, right? Yeah, we can just select this part here, and then we can just choose to ignore the outer part, right? But yeah, we want to extrude the outer part here, this particular part here. That's what we want to extrude, right? So let's do exactly that. So you just have to yeah, you just have to choose a plane, right? So yeah, let's choose let's choose our plane here. Let's choose one of it. Yeah, and then that's it. Immediately we select it, we now get an arrow. We now get an arrow appear here for us. So when we hover onto the arrow, we see a hand, just as we have been seeing, right? So you can just click on that. You just click and hold your left mouse button, and then you pull it up. You pull it up. So we now have a 3D, an actual 3D body, right? Yeah, using the extrude tool. Good. So we can now pull it up. We can now pull it up like this, and then that's it. We have a 3D body, right? So after that, we give it we extruded it to 120 millimeters, and that's fine, right? Or let's say we want to extrude it by, let's say 70 millimeters. So we just have to type in 70 millimeters, right? Then we click enter. So right after we click enter, we now have our 3D body here. This is our 3D body. So we can use this particular tool here to see how it looks like. And this is how it looks like. I believe this is so simple. I believe this was very simple. Before we proceed, that's just a revision for what we did in our previous session, right? But yeah, before we go into the main agenda for today's session, give me a thumbs up if you're okay with what you've seen so far. Okay, Beran is good. All right. Abdul Salam is good. All right. All right, that's good. Who else? Isaac is good. In team is good. Pius, are you good? Felix, are you good? Are you good? Okay, Felix is good. Pius is good. All right, that's good. Benedict, are you good? Benedict, are you good? Samuel Entry. Samuel, are you good? Are you good? Samuel. Samuel, okay, that's good. That's good. All right. Now let's proceed. So let's it looks as if the browser on the right side. Now let's everyone in here, let me know if you are able to see the browser on the left side under the design. Yeah, you're unable to see it. All right, all right. I think we had this particular issue, this problem in our previous session. If whenever you're unable to see something, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. So we are able to just solve that issue quickly, so that you are able to understand whatever we are doing. All right. So let's do this instead. In our previous session, one thing we did that was able to solve the problem was sharing my entire screen, and I believe that was able to solve the issue. And so let's go for that option. Let's try that option. Let's see if that will be able to solve the issue. All right. So let's minimize this. Yeah, let's restore this a little bit. Let's decrease the size here. Great. And then now let's make sure everyone is able to see it. Let's bring this to the right, and then let's go for the Fusion 362. Now, please give me a thumbs up if you are able to see the browser now. I believe everyone is able to see the browser now. All right, great. So there's a browser on the left side here. On the left side here. Great. So when we mentioned that you can be, let's take this off. Yeah, when we mentioned that you can be able to rename when you can be able to rename the sketch, this is what we meant. So this is the sketch here, right? Yeah, we can just click on this. We can just right click, and then we click on rename here, and then we can change it to, let's say first sketch, right? First sketch, and then we click enter. Or yeah, let's name it as base sketch, like the base of the object, right? So base of the object, yeah. And then that's it. So simple, right? So simple. All right, now let's use the undo tool, right? Whatever that we have done, we want to undo them, right? We want to undo them. And we can even do the undo create sketch. We can undo the action that we did of creating the sketch. So let's click on that, undo create sketch, and that is it's going to reverse everything that we have done. It's going to reverse everything that we have done. So now we need to click on the create sketch tool here to create a new sketch. All right. Now this is what we want to create in today's session. In today's session, we are trying to we mentioned that we want to do something like I want to create something like a robotic arm, right? With just the extrude tool, just the extrude tool. Whenever you want to design a product, you need to come up with sketches. You need to do sketches. In Fusion 360, you need to always do your sketch and then you extrude. You do your sketch and then you extrude, right? And that's what we're going to be doing in today's session. So yeah, let's quickly go into it. Let's click on the create sketch tool here. Let's click on that. Great. After clicking on it, we see the planes here. The plane on the flat table, the plane that is in front of us, and then the plane that is on the left side, right? And there's the y x plane or the xy plane. That's the one we are taking a look at. This is the z x plane, right? This is the xz plane, the red and then the indigo or blue. So this is the XZ plane, and then this is the what is it? It's the YZ plane, right? The YZ plane. All right. Now where should we do our sketch? Let's yeah, let's do our sketch from here, from the XY plane. So let's choose the XY plane, and then now let's go into it. Let's create our robotic arm. Let's create our robotic arm. So let's for our robotic arm, what we want to do, it's a very simple thing, right? We want to create something like want to create something that looks like a table, a tabletop phone holder, something like that. A very simple one, right? A tabletop phone holder that you can just put your phone on and then it will hold it for you. So that's what we are going to be creating. And we're going to be creating it like an elbow, right? Like our forearm. Like we are humans, you have your right hand and then you have your left hand, right? So we're going to be creating something like our hand, and then we're going to be giving it pivots. We're going to be giving it something like an elbow so that we're able to move it down, we're able to move it up. And I believe we'll be able to make some good progress in this session. All right. So yeah, let's proceed. Great. So we've created our sketch. All right. And then now we are in the sketch interface. Good. So let's and we want for the product that we want to create, we want the base of it to be a circle. We want the base of it to be a circle. And so let's go for the circle tool here. So we click on the circle here, all right, and then we can choose the various options that we want. We can choose whether the line type, the circle's lines should be construction lines or actual lines, and then we can choose whether the circle should be a center, a center diameter circle, right, or it should be a 2-point circle or a 3-point circle or any other circle. But yeah, let's go for the center circle. So we just get our this particular point here, right, the middle point, and then we draw our circle. Or you've seen, I believe everyone in here, you've seen a couple of times that whenever we are creating a rectangle or a circle, we just draw it from this particular point here. What if you do not want to start the drawing from this particular point here? You can just use the line tool, right? You can just click on the line tool, you create a line, right? And then you create the circle on that line. And then you create the circle on that line. Just as for those of you who study technical drawing in high school, I believe you appreciate what we are mentioning. But if you did not study technical drawing, it's never a problem. You are going to be appreciating this. It's just practice. Practice is what will make you very good and familiar with the Fusion 360 tool here. All right. So just click on the line tool here, right? Just click on it. And like we mentioned, the shortcut for the line tool is L. You can just press L on your keyboard, and that's going to activate the line tool. All right. But yeah, we have clicked on the line tool. Now we have the line tool selected on our cursor, on our mouse pointer. So we can just come to this particular point here, and then we create a line, right? And we do not want this line to be an actual line. We want this line to be a construction line. So we can use the palette here, the sketch palette on the right side here to just choose different types of lines that we want, whether it's construction lines or actual lines. We can do some changes, right, to it. So yeah, let's go for construction line. What is this? The center line. This is construction line. So we can just click on construction, and then immediately our line turns into something like a construction line, right? It turns into something like a broken line. So yeah, now we can just click on the dimension of the line, right? You can just click on the dimension of the line. Good. So otherwise, we can just create the line first. We can just create the line first without giving it any dimension. And when we bring down our sketch tab here, you just click on the on the triangle here, and it will either collapse it or compress it, right? So yeah, so there's our sketch, and then now we can see the pencil symbol here. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that pencil symbol. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that pencil symbol here. All right, Felix. All right. Who else? Bernard. All right. Who else? Abdul Salam, Samuel. All right, that's great. Who else? Okay, that's great. That's great. So the pencil tool, again, it tells us that something is wrong with our sketch. We have not done something right in our sketch, right? Yeah. And so we need to give our line a dimension, so that Fusion 360 says that, okay, hey, then it means everything is on point, so yeah, that's what we want to do. So we just click on D on our keyboard, or we just go up here and then we click on the sketch dimension tool here. D on our keyboard, it will activate it, or we can just go with the manual slow method way. We can just move our mouse pointer here, up here, and then we click on sketch dimension. Great. Once we click on it, we can just click on the line here, and then we give it a dimension, right? We give it a dimension. So let's give it a dimension of, let's say, 150 millimeters, right? 150 millimeters. Yeah. So this is 150 millimeters. Great. So this is our line. I think 150 millimeters is too much. 150 millimeters is too much. So let's reduce it into, let's say, into 50 millimeters. Yeah, 50 millimeters is fine. So let's go for 50 millimeters. That is the dimension of our line. We can bring it closer to the line. Great. All right, that's fine. So now we are done with our first line, and then we can even create another line. We can create another line. This time we are not going to be creating the line and then ascribe or give it a dimension. This time we're going to be giving it a dimension straightforward. So let's click on the line tool here, and then yeah, it still has construction line selected. Now if we do not want a construction line, if we want an actual line, we can just deselect it. We can just deselect it to give to make this particular line that we are drawing an actual line, and not a construction line. But if we still want it to be a construction line, all we have to do is just press on the construction here, and that will bring it back to construction. All right. So now we can just start the line from this particular point here, and then we bring it up or decrease the dimension of the line. Great. So now let's give it a dimension of, let's say, 50 millimeters, right? Yeah, straightforward. And then we click enter. So that's it. And then we can take a look at our sketch again to make sure that everything is right, to make sure that we still have the padlock here. Immediately we take this dimension off, it's going to change to the pencil, right? So let's undo. And then since we now have the dimension, Fusion 360 is happy with us. The sketch is happy with us. It's saying that, hey, you're on point. You're doing everything right. All right. So yeah, now we can, let's say, want to create our sketch. I want to create our circle from this particular point here, on this line here. Want to create our sketch from this particular point here. Great. So now let's create our circle. Let's go for our circle tool here. We now have gone for our circle tool. All right. And then now let's create our circle from this particular point. And there's a center diameter circle, right? So yeah, we can just click on the point here, right? And then we bring it out. Oops, it looks like the circle is still in construction line. So we can just come to the sketch palette here, and then we click again on the construction to deselect it, so that we have an actual line for our circle, right? Instead of construction lines. All right. Okay. So it looks like we did not give the circle a dimension. And so we can see that it has turned, it's not black. The circle has a blue color. And always a blue color will tell you that something is wrong, right? So, and again, we can see the pencil symbol here. Great. So all we have to do is just give the circle a dimension. Give the circle a dimension, right? So we just click on the sketch dimension tool here, or we can just click D on our keyboard, and then that will select the dimension tool. All right. And then now we can just click on the circle, and then we give it a dimension, right? And then we give it a dimension, and we can see that it has changed. The pencil tool, the pencil has changed into a padlock. All right. So now we can give it a dimension of, let's say, we want a dimension of 50 millimeters, right? Yeah, 50 millimeters. That's it. We are done. We can still see that the tool is selected. So all we have to do is just press escape on our keyboard, and that's it. It's gone. All right. So yeah, please give me a second. Please give me a second. All right, thank you. Okay, so let's go straight into it. So yeah, we've now created our circle on this line here. We've given our circle a dimension, right? And if you want to move the dimension here, it's so simple. Just bring your mouse pointer onto it. You just press your left mouse, and then it's just like dragging something on a keyboard, right? It's just like dragging this folder here. So yeah, it's just like dragging a folder on your keyboard. So yeah, it's the same way. If you want to drag a sketch dimension, all you have to do is just bring your mouse pointer onto it, and then you're able to move it wherever you want to put it. You can put it here. You can put it here. All right. So that's it. So we've drawn the base of our the base of our we want the base to be a circle, right? So we've drawn the base of our phone stand, right? So that's it. But I think 50 millimeters is so small. 50 millimeters is it's too small. 50 millimeters is equal to 5 centimeters. So it's too tiny. So let's change the dimension. And if you want to change the dimension, all you have to do is just double click on the dimension. So you just bring your mouse pointer onto the dimension, and then you double click on it, and then that's it. You can change the dimension. Let's make it 100 millimeters, and that is 10 centimeters, right? So we can just change it into 100 millimeters, and we press enter. So now we have our circle being a bigger circle. Good. So now there's our circle, 100 millimeters diameter circle. Great. So now we are done with our circle. Now, now let's okay. So we want to create a small, right? We want to create a small something here, right? We want to create a small circle in the middle so that we can do something. But yeah, let's just watch the process. Let's just watch no, no, actually, the design we are trying to come up with, let's just take a second and let's take a look at this particular design here. Let's take a look at this particular design here. So let's go in here and let's quit sharing. Let's quit sharing this. Let's go into just yeah, let's go into this. Just a second. We are going to be opening the what we are trying to create. And always, if you want to come up with a mechanical design, you need to know what you are creating, right? So if you are in a university right now, you are working in a team, and you want to come up with a system. You need to think, imagine how the system is going to look like in your mind, so that how you are going to approach the design, right? How you're going to approach the design. And so yeah, we have some images here. Let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at them. We have one opened, and we have another here. Let's take a look at these images. And yeah, I believe everyone will be able to get a clear picture of what we are trying to create. All right, we have the first image opened. Now let's open the second image. Just a second. All right, I think this is going to open. All right, so that's it. And then let's open the second image here. Let's give this just a second. Okay. Okay, so that's it. One, two, three. Okay. All right. Let's open the second image from here. So you get you appreciate what we are trying to design. So yeah, of course, you need to know what you are designing, so that you know exactly the steps you're supposed to take in order to achieve that particular mechanical design. Yeah, and so let's go into this image here. So this was a tabletop. It's just a simple tabletop phone holder that I created some time ago. So that's what we are trying to create right now. and we are only using the extrude tool and sketch tool, right? I believe everyone is able to see yeah, I believe everyone is able to see the image. Nope. Okay, the image is not popping up. Let's give it just a few seconds. Yeah, let's give it just a few seconds. Everyone will be able to see it in just a second. All right. Are we able to see it now? Give me a thumbs up if you're able to see it. All right, that's great. So this is what we are trying to create. So it has a circular base, right? Yeah. So if you want to create something like this, and then you want to manufacture it out of wood, out of strong wood, and then you sell it to people. You sell it to your users, right? People are going to purchase this. If you make it very good, people are going to purchase it. They are going to buy it, and especially if you add some electronics to it, and then add some motors to it, so that when a user presses a remote, it's able to just if you can just do this, and then it's so simple. And by the end of by the end of your simplified introduction to robotics, you are going to be able to do something like this. It's so simple. And like we mentioned, it's just using the sketching, just sketch and then you extrude, just sketch and then you extrude. So yeah, this is what we are trying to create now. For you to appreciate what we are actually creating, just take a look at this in real life. Right after creating your life, you have to actually see how this is going to look like. So take a look at this also. Take a look at this image also, and I believe you're going to appreciate this. Yeah, we have okay, we have another image here. All right, great. Yeah, good. So give me a thumbs up if you're able to see this image, this new image here. Give me a thumbs up if you're able to see this new image. Okay, it's just going to show in a second. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, it's not showing now. Okay, let's do this. Let's share my entire screen, and yeah, and I believe everyone can be able to see it better now. Okay. Let's give. Okay. All right. I believe it's showing now. Give me a thumbs up if you're seeing it now. So this is what we are trying to create. This is what we've already mentioned, right? And yeah, this is what we've already mentioned. But this is just in Fusion 360. But after manufacturing this, how is it going to look like in real life? And so I believe you can now see this image here. Give me a thumbs up if you can see this image. Give me a thumbs up if you now can see this in real life. So yeah, it's so simple. You design this in Fusion 360, and you can 3D print. You can 3D print. You can use a 3D printer, and then you print the parts. You print the parts, and then you assemble them, right? It's so simple. So simple. And everyone in here, if you join the mechanical design sessions, little by little, gradually, you are going to make very good progress, and you'll be able to do something like this. And what's even wonderful, the fun part is that you can establish motion. You can establish motion among all of these parts. After creating it, you can establish motion, right? Oops. Okay. So after creating this, you can establish motion so that your users, if it's a project that you're designing for a school, if it's a school project, you can establish motion. You can move it to the left. You can move it to the right. You can disassemble it. You can show how you put the bolts in. You can show how you can move it to the left and then right. How it works. You can do it. And I believe everyone in here, in our first mechanical design session, you took a look at the animation I showed that simple robotics that simple autonomous delivery robots that has all of the parts that got assembled and disassembled. If you join that first session, that first mechanical design session, you appreciate what I'm mentioning. But yeah, we'll be going into it in a brief. All right. But yeah, it looks like our time is up. But let's make just some quick progress, right? Let's make just a quick progress. Let's design the base. Let's design the base of the robotic arm, and it may be different, right? It may be quite different, but yeah, let's design the base of the robotic arm, and that's it. And then in our next mechanical design session, we're going to be proceeding with making progress. All right, so we have our circle, and now from the image, we need to let this part here, this part down here, this particular part down here, it needs to go into this part here. So there needs to be something like a hole, right? There needs to be something like a hole, right? In the base, so that we are able to fix, we're able to, fit a bolt there, right? Yeah. So let's do exactly that. So we have our circle. Now let's create a tiny circle in here. Let's create a tiny circle. We have selected our circle tool. Yeah, it's now selected. So let's zoom in, and then let's create a circle from the center of the bigger circle. And let's give this a diameter of, let's say, 30 millimeters, and that is 3 centimeters. Yeah, I think 3 centimeters is good. So yeah, let's just click enter, and that's it. We are done. And we give it a dimension. So it means our sketch is going to be constrained. Our sketch is going to be fully solid. Our sketch is solid. Our sketch is our sketch has no problem. All right. It looks like this is too big. Let's decrease the dimension by just double clicking on the dimension here, and let's decrease it from 30 to, let's say, 20, right? And that is 2 centimeters, 20 millimeters. All right. I think this is good. Yeah. So now this is our, yeah, this is our now this is our yeah, this are our sketch now. All right, now let's assume we want to create something like a design. Want to create something like a design on the edges of the circle, right? On the edges of the circle, so that after we extrude it, we are able to see some nice designs, right? So we do not want to see a circular base like this. No, it's not going to be so nice, right? So let's create something that users are going to find appealing. So let's do that by just use, let's go for a line, the line tool, right? Let's go for the line tool. So I think we have a point here, right? We have a particular point here. So let's do that. Let's use the sketch tool. Let's use the circle tool here, and let's create a circle here at the bottom, right? Here at the bottom. Good. Here at the bottom, let's create a sketch of a sketch with a circle of a diameter 15 millimeters. Good. So we have created that circle, right? Yeah, we've created that circle also. Great. And then now we can there is a tool here called pattern. There's a tool here called pattern, right? So you can click on the create toolbar here. You just click on it, and then it brings you a drop down here. It brings you a drop down. From this drop down of tools here, you can click on the circular pattern tool here. There's a circular pattern. So you can just click on it. After clicking on that circular pattern tool, it's going to bring you this. So now this dialog box is asking us that, hey, which object do you want to create a circular pattern from? And then we say that, okay, we want to create a circular pattern from this particular circle down here. So we just have to select that particular circle. Good. And then it's asking us what should be the center point. So if we want to create a circular pattern, we need to choose a center point. So let's choose the center point. We want the center point to be here, right? So let's just choose that. Great. After choosing it, it's going to make multiple copies. Yeah, so we've chosen we need to select the object. So let's first select the object. So this is the object. Okay, let's select it. Yeah, we have selected the object. Good. So now it has created a circular pattern, right? From this particular center point here, it has created copies of this circle here. Good. So now we have three of them. One, two, three, right? So now we can change the quantity here. We can change it into, let's say, six of them. So now we can see that the circle is now 6, right? So let's say we want 10 of them. So we can just click on 10. Yeah. So want 10 of them like this, right? So simple. So simple, right? So after that, we can just click on OK. And then now we have a circular pattern here. Just from this single circle that we created here, we've been able to create a circular pattern around here using this particular point here in the middle as the center point, right? So simple. Now let's undo and then let's do this again. Let's undo. For those of you who were unable to see this, let's undo it and then let's redo it. Good. So this was we created a line here at the bottom. We created a line here, vertical line, and then we created our big circle from this point. And then we created a circle here in the middle. And then we said, okay, we are going to be creating a hole, right, with this particular circle that we have created here, so that we are able to put a boat there, right? Good. And then we are saying that, okay, for the design, we do not want it to be a very, basic design like this. For this particular phone holder, we do not want the base to be a circular base. It's so common, right? We want to create something like design on the edges of the circle. So all we have to do is just, okay, we want to create something like a circular something on the base, right? So all we have to do is just create a circle. So we go to the circle tool here, we click on circle, and then we come to this particular point here, right? Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. In today's session, we are not on a bigger screen. We are not on the iMac, and so we're unable to see this really big. But I believe everyone is able to appreciate it. Yeah, so we can just create a circle here. Great. And then let's give that circle a dimension of so this is our circle, right? We can increase it, we can decrease it. But yeah, let's give it a dimension of okay, let's make the dimension 12 millimeters, right? 12 millimeters. That's 1.2 centimeters. And then we click enter. So this is our circle. This is our small circle here. The circle we are trying to use to create a design, right? This is the circle, 12 millimeters. Good. Now we want the circle to be all want multiple circles to be created. Now we do not want to repeat creating. We do not want to repeat going to this toolbar here, clicking on the circle and then creating it, clicking on it, creating it so many times. No, that would be a waste of time, and that would be a dumb way of doing design. So we need to go for a smart way of doing it, and that's using the circular pattern, the pattern tool here. So we can just come here and then we click on the create toolbar here. Immediately we click on it, we're going to see a list of the tools, right? We see the line tool, we see the rectangle, circle. So we just have to come down and then we see the circular pattern tool here. We just have to click on the circular pattern tool and then wait just a few seconds, depending on how fast your computer is. Yeah, depending on your computer's hardware. So yeah, it has now been selected, right? So now we need to select the object from which we want to create the pattern. So which object do we want to create a pattern of? We want to create a pattern from this object, right? So we just have to click on it to select. Immediately we click on that circle. Let's click on it. Immediately we click on that circle, we can see something here. It says one selected, right? So it means we have selected this particular circle here. That's what we want to create a pattern from. Good. And then now we need to click on the center point here. We need to click on the center point. It means that, okay, want to create a pattern of this, want to create multiple, want to create, multiple instances or multiple copies of this circle. But I want it to be in a circular pattern. So if we want it to be in a circular pattern, we need a center point. So yeah, we just have to come here, bring our mouse pointer here, and then we click on that. Good. And then now it gives us an opportunity to select the center point. So yeah, and then we come to the middle of our circle here, and then we click it. Immediately we click it. Yeah, let's just click it. Immediately we click it. Good. It has now identified that we have selected a center point. So we can see that for objects, we have selected one. We can see one selected, and that is this object here. Good. And then for the center point, it also says one selected. And that means it's this particular center point here, the one that has been given a blue color, right? The one that has been given a blue color. the one with the blue color. So that's the center point. Good. And then now it's asking us, what quantity do we want? We mentioned that we want to create a pattern. We mentioned we want to create a pattern from this particular shape here. So we need to tell it how many quantity we want. What, right? How many of these do we want? We need to specify the quantity. By default, it gave us three of them. So if we want just three of them, we can just click OK here or enter, and that's it. We are done. But we want more of these circles so that we can do a very nice design, right? So we can just take the three off, and then we say we want six. Six is not too much. Six is not enough for us. So we maybe want 10 of them. So we just have to click the value there. Yeah, 110. I think 10 is okay. So yeah, we just click OK here, and that's it. We are done. So we have created the pattern. We have created multiple circles. We have created twins, right? We have multiplied the circle here using the circular pattern tool here. Good. Now, do not get overwhelmed. This really well. That's how you get better. So, and make it a point. It's your goal to be able to do mechanical design. It's your goal to be able to do a mechanical design like this. And then you can design your own product in a team, right? You can start a company, design your product, 3D print them, make some of the parts out of wood, and you're able to assemble them, add some electronics to it, write code onto it, and then you have a product. So simple. That's what the Chinese people are doing. They wake up every day and they are thinking about how to come up with a new product for the entire world. So you have some Chinese students that are coming up, they are saying, okay, Africans are experiencing this problem. Let's create this product for them. They just do the mechanical design, they just do the electronics, they just write the code, and that's it. They have a product. And then they mass produce these products and then they sell to us. So that's exactly what everyone in here you are trying to achieve. That's the goal you are trying to achieve. And like every goal, you need to break it into steps, little by little. And so one of the steps is, you need to master mechanical design, and that's exactly what you are doing. Great. I think we are done with our base, the base of our design, right? So we can just click finish sketch here, right? Finish sketch. So let's just click on that, and yeah, we are done. So this is our final sketch, right? So now we just have to choose, these here. We can choose to select this one, right? We can choose to select this. We can choose to select this one here, depending on what we want to create, right? Yeah, that's it. So we are done with our sketch. Now let's convert this sketch. Let's use the extrude tool. Let's let's, it's like we are pulling a soul out of someone's body. It's like someone is asleep and you're pulling the person's soul out of them, right? Yeah, so that's the extrude tool. So let's pull something solid out of the sketch that we have created here. So before we do that, let's just click on the home here so that it puts the sketch in a 3D view, right? So right after we click on the home button here, yeah, that's it. It puts it into a 3D view so that we can perceive it really well, as if it's on our table in front of us, right? Yeah, so that's it. Great. Let's take a look at what we want to create again so we are able to make better decisions. So yeah, this is what we are trying to create, right? But we do not want a circular base like that. No, we want a base with some nice design. So let's select this part here. Yeah, that's it. So once we select this part here, we can extrude it, right? So now let's select. We can just, after selecting this part here, right? Yeah, let's just take it off. So you can just click on the plane here, right? You have selected it, and then you go to the extrude tool, you press on it, or you can just not select anything, and then you click on the extrude tool first, and then it's going to give you the option to select which plane you want to extrude, right? Yeah, I believe we have taken a look at the first one. But another name for the extrude tool, another name for it is press pull. Press pull. I think we should put that in a chat. Press pull. It's so simple. PR, right? Let's put that in here. Where are the chats? Okay, let's maximize it here, and let's put it here in the chat. So it's so simple. Let's type it in here. Good. So press pull, right? That's it. Press pull. So that's the name of what we are trying to do. Press pull. So simple. All right. Now let's go into it. Good. So you can just select this. Okay. After immediately you select it, you just right click on it. You just right click on it, and then you can see something here. It says press pull. It says press pull. So it's the same as the extrude tool. It does the same thing. Or you can see something also here. It says extrude, right? So simple. So you just click on escape to just leave everything, right? Yeah. So but yeah, we're going to go with the traditional way. So let's first go for our extrude tool. Let's click on it. After clicking on it, it gives us an option to select the profiles. And the profiles are just these things here. You can select this part. You can select this part here. If we want to extrude, if we want to extrude it like this, if we want to extrude this out of it like this, right? We can select that particular profile. Or if we do not want this particular profile, we can just take it off. And then we say, okay, we may say that, okay, we want this particular profile here, right? And then after selecting that profile, we can extrude, we can push it up, right? And we know how it's looking like, right? I believe we can see how it's looking like. Good. So this is it, right? We can move it up, we can move it down. And if we do not want that particular profile, we can just click on the cancel button here. We can just click on it, and then it will deselect every profile that we have selected. Good. Now let's click on home. Good. And then, but what we want to create is the base of our design. So we just click on this profile here, this particular empty area. So we just have to click on it, and that's it. Good. So now we can just click on the arrow tool here, and then we move it up or we move it down. So I believe now we are able to perceive what it's looking like. So when we move it up, we are able to see something like this. When we move it down, we're able to see it, right? But this is too much. This is too much. This is too thick, right? We want our base to be of a thickness of, let's say, around 2 centimeters, or let's say 5 centimeters, right? So let's go for, no, 5 centimeters is too much. Let's go for 2 centimeters. I think 2 centimeters is okay. So let's go for 2 centimeters. So that would be 20 millimeters, right? 20 millimeters. Yeah, and then we click on enter. I think that is even too thick. This still too thick, right? But yeah, I believe we have been able to appreciate this, right? So now we can move it up, we can move it down, and you can see that to move it up and then down, I'm not using the tool here, right? There's a manual tool that we can use to rotate it. So you just bring your mouse pointer here, right? You press and hold it, and then you're able to move it. But if you want to achieve the same thing without coming to this particular box here and then moving it here and here, all you have to do is just press shift. You have to press the shift key on your keyboard, and then the shift key on your keyboard, and then you press your the scroll wheel, the scroll wheel on your mouse, right? If you have an external mouse connected to your computer, all you have to do is just press the shift key on your keyboard, and then you press your scroll wheel on your mouse, and then that's it. You can be able to move it up, down, you can just move it in any direction you want it to be in, right? So I believe now we have made some very good progress. I believe we have made some very good progress. Give me a thumbs up if you've made some good progress. Give me a thumbs up if you've made some good progress. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's do a quick screenshot, and yeah, let's do a quick screenshot here, and yeah, we all right. Um, Okay, I think that's fine. So yeah, but we've created our base and it's too thick. What if we want to decrease the thickness of what we have created? So all we have to do is just go back into the Fusion 360, right? Um, okay, yeah. Let's just go back into Fusion 360, and there's another feature. There's one last feature. Bringing our session to a close. There's one last feature here in Fusion 360, and that is down here. I believe everyone is able to see down here above my taskbar here. We can see this particular part here. Whatever you create, if you create any feature, if you extrude anything, if you extrude anything, if you create a hole, if you create anything, all of the history is going to be here. So if you want to go back, you can go back and then do changes, right? So yeah, let's say we want to we do not, this is too thick, right? So we want we want to make changes to it. All we have to do is just come to the history here, and then we click on it, right? And then we right click, and then we click on edit feature. So we just click on that, and it's going to give us a second chance, right? There are always second chances. So it's going to give us multiple chances to whether, okay, we are saying that, okay, we want to now increase it or want to now decrease it. So we can do all of those things, right? So yeah, initially it was 20 millimeters. Let's make it 10 millimeters. That's 1 centimeter, right? So yeah, let's just click enter. I think this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. This is not too thick. So now we can move it down and then up, down, and then yeah, I think this is good. This is good. I think this is good. Good. But there is something here. There is something here. What if there's another thing here? What if we do not want it, or we want something to be here, right? We want something like a cylinder to protrude from this particular part here. How do we do it? We can see that our sketch is off. When you take a look at our sketch here, it has something like an eye. Sometimes, when you're writing your password into the password field that is provided, you can see the eyes here. So you can just click on the eyes to open or close it. So now it's closed, and then we can click on the eye to turn our sketch back on, or we can just click on it to turn the sketch off. So yeah, let's just turn our sketch on, and then we can just move it down, up and down to good. And then now we can select the part here, right? We can select that particular profile, that particular sketch profile. We can select it. Remember, we have turned our sketch on, right? So yeah, we can just select this, and then we right click it, right? And then we can see the extrude tool here. So we can just click on extrude. Immediately we click on extrude, you can see the arrow. The arrow has appeared, right? The arrow has appeared here. So now we can click on the arrow, and then we can move it up and down to create something in the middle, right? So let's assume we want that thing, that cylinder in the middle to be, let's say, 100 millimeters, 10 centimeters, right? Yeah, so that's it. So simple. And then we turn our sketch back off so that we see everything really well, right? So yeah, I believe we can now see it. We can now see how things are looking like. So this is how we create a product. This is how we come up with a mechanical design. It's so simple. It's so simple. And everyone in here, you can be able to do this. It's just a matter of just attending a session and then following with whatever we are doing. But you're going to make very, very good progress when we go off today's session. When we are done with the session, just go into your Fusion 360 because you have downloaded and installed it on your computer. Just go into Fusion 360 and try practicing, right? So practice is what will make you very good at this. So it's so simple. You just have to do your sketch, right? This is your sketch. And then you just extrude the sketch into a 3D figure or into a 3D body, right? And speaking about body, we have something that now appears here, body. Whenever you extrude a sketch into a 3D object or a 3D solid, figure, it creates something here like this. So we can just click on the triangle here, and then it will collapse everything. So we now have something created here as body one. So if you click on body one, it's going to select this particular thing here. I believe we're all good, and we can choose to turn the body off. We can choose to turn the body on. Good. I believe it's good. I believe it's good. So in today's session, I believe you have made some good progress on your mechanical design. On your mechanical design journey, you've made very good progress. And in our next session, in our next mechanical design session next week Monday, we are going to learn how to create. Now let's undo this. Let's undo that thing we have created here, because that's not what we want to create. We want to create a phone holder, right? Yeah, let's stick to our original design. That's what we want to create, right? We want to create this particular image here. We want to create something that looks like this. So yeah, this is the base. We just styled our base a little bit so that it looks it looks good, so that our users find it appealing to buy. They may just find it so nice to purchase it. So yeah, that's it. But um but yeah, in our next session we are going to learn about how to, now that you have created your first sketch, and then you have created a solid body out of it. What if you want to create a hole, right? Or you want to create holes, multiple holes on this particular body here. You can create a sketch on the body, on this particular body. You can create a sketch on it, so that you can just bring another body on top of this particular body that you have created. So that's what we are going to be taking a look at in our next session. But yeah, our time is fast spent. Let's open up the floor for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and please raise your hand, and you have an opportunity to ask. Raise your hand if you have a question. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Otherwise, in light of no questions, are we all good? Give me a thumbs up if you are good. Give me a thumbs up if you are good. All right. Abdul Salam is good. Pius, Isaac, Bernard, Samulenchi. All right, Samulenchi, you have a hand raised. Please, if you have a question, please go ahead and ask.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
I
Samuel.
wanted to ask if yeah,
Mhm.
I wanted to ask if you can use either Solid Works or AutoCAD in doing the mechanical design. If you could use
Yes,
any of these
exactly.
software to do it.
Exactly. You can
So
use SolidWorks. You can use AutoCAD. But yeah, please go ahead.
so
Are you
I'm done
mhm,
with let's say I'm done
mhm.
with what I want to design. How can I
Okay.
import or export the design I made in SolidWorks or AutoCAD into Fusion 360, to further my design? How can I do that?
Oh
Is
yeah.
it possible?
Yeah, that's so simple. That's so simple. You just have to so yeah, you can just come here, right? I believe you can see the but yeah, we're going to be taking a look at all of these things. But yeah, it's step by step. That's just gradual progress, right? We're going to be taking a look at all of
Okay.
these things. It's so simple. You can just click on a file here, right? You can just click on a file here, and actually these 3D these card these computer aided design software, they've it's like brotherly love or something like that. So you can export a file from Fusion 360 and then send it into AutoCAD. And these are, for AutoCAD and Fusion 360, they are all under one parent company, Autodesk. So yeah, they will obviously create something like a link between these two software, so that you can just a company that is you've started a company, and for your company you prefer to use AutoCAD, or you prefer to use SolidWorks. So all you have to do is just you can just export the file. If you have a new colleague, if you have a new mechanical designer join your company, and he is very good at Fusion 360, and you're working on a project, and then he has done the design, yeah, he can just, with this particular design, he can just click on a file here, and then you just come here, export. So you just click on that export here, And yeah, let's give it a second. Yeah, so that's it. And then you name your file. You name your file. Let's say this file is called what? Robotic arm, right? So let's just say robotic arm. Yeah, and then you can choose the type of files, right? So you can go with STL files, SketchUp files. So there's STL files, step files, SMT files, SketchUp files, OBJ files, USD files. So FBX file, 3MF files, Autodesk Inventor 2024 files, and then we have the actual Autodesk Fusion archive files. So depending on which file format you want, you just choose it. But mostly STL format or step files are very good. So you can just go for step file or STL. If you want to 3D print it, you just go for STL. And then you can just export it. So you just have to choose the location. If it's going onto your downloads, you just click on export. That's it. And then Fusion 360 is just going to export it for you. Yeah. So it says export complete. So we can just open my file explorer, and yeah, you can find the yeah, let's click on downloads, and then now we can see the exported. Yeah, so there's it, robotic arm dot step. So there's it. So robotic arm dot step. That's it. So simple, right? So simple. And then now you can open this file in your AutoCAD software or your SolidWorks software, provided the format you saved it in is accepted there. So the step file for every CAD software, it's accepted. But yeah, if you want to 3D print this particular body here, we are trying to run before you walk, for the sake of this question that you asked. But if you want to 3D print this particular body that we have just created, right? I think we did that in our introductory sessions. But yeah, if you want to 3D print this, all you have to do is just come to here, right? Click on the body, and then you click on this body, and then you right click on it, and then you have something here called save as mesh. So you just click on that option, and then you're going to have something appear here on the right. Right, let's just give it a few seconds. All right, so there's it. And then now it's asking us, what format do you want the file to be in? Usually, if you want to 3D print it, usually you need to let it be in STL, right? So you just have to choose the STL format. Just click on STL, right? And then you click, yeah, you just click OK, and that's it. It's going to export it as a mesh file. Okay, so that's it. So yeah, we can just name this as robotic arm for printing, for 3D printing, right? 3D. Okay, let's name this in caps so that we're able to see the difference. Robotic arm for 3D printing. All right, so that's it. So it's in STL format, and we want it to go to save. Wanted to save onto our computer to our download. So we just click on save, and that's it. We are done. So right after that, let's go into our file explorer, and we can be able to see the exported STL file right now. So yeah, we can just go into our downloads here, and we're able to see it here. I believe everyone is able to see it. Robotic arm for 3D printing. So there's it. But you are not done. If you want to 3D print this, you are not done. But yeah, we're going to be going into it. We have software here that is used for slicing the STL file that you have created. We have software here. We have a software here called Prusa Slicer. I believe everyone is able to see it. Prusa Slicer. In our introductory sessions, we used it. But yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. As we proceed with the sessions, we're going to be appreciating all of these things. But yeah, I believe everyone, you've made some very, very good progress in today's session. Your aim for joining today's session was you want to learn how to extrude sketches. After creating your sketch, you want to convert your sketch into an actual solid figure, into an actual body, and that's exactly what you've achieved. But yeah, in light of no questions, are there any questions? Do you have any question? All right, I think everyone is good. Give me a thumbs up if you are good. Give me a thumbs up if you are good. If everyone is good, Bernard, Isaac, Felix, are you good? Abdul Salam, are you good? Pius in team, okay, all right, everyone is good. All right. Then on this note, today is Monday. Everyone have a good night for now, and have a very productive week. We're going to be connecting on Saturday for electronics and programming. we're going to be making some very good progress. All right, bye everyone. Bye.